I only got to meet George Perez once, which is, lucky, very lucky to do that. I'm sure, Clobby, you met him a few times,
Few
and
times.
then Steve. But let me show. Well, first I'll show. This has always been one of my uh,
Oh wow.
favorite issues of FF, and great covers. Uh, let's see if I get the glare out of the way there. And I got to go meet Perez. So he was coming to the local comic book shop in 2005, and it's a hole in the wall. No offense, but hole in the wall, very small, small in size. I shouldn't say hole in the wall, but very small shop. So you've got George Perez, one of the legends of comics, coming to the small shop, which is fantastic. Paul, I guess, the owner had some connections to Perez, either his age, I can't remember, but somehow got him to go, and it was no charge. And of course, God, we were psyched to see him there. So we could bring 5 books to get signed at a time, and uh, George said, "Oh, I guess they were talking at the beginning of the show, or the meeting. So, okay, guys, you can do 5 books, and you're welcome to get back on the end of the line, and George will keep signing, but he's only can be here, I guess, for a couple hours or 2 or 3 hours." And but we're limited to 5 books at a time, just to give everyone a shot. And of course, it didn't turn out to be that many people in the end, so you can keep getting online. But he said, George, just so we can sign everyone's book. Uh, he's not doing sketches today. Somebody might be disappointed, but we just, can sign whatever you want. And I talked to him about this cover, and I just said, "Oh, I just love this cover, and how the design here. It's just, you get so much emotion." He's like, "Yeah, that's one of my favorite covers too." And of course, if I zoom in, you can see his signature above the bugle there. So this hangs on my wall. It's one of my favorite comics. And this cover always
Nice.
resonated with me. I can't describe it in words adequately, but there was something about it that just really, really, it's a 10 cover. Just
Yeah. Oh, I
just
love it.
yeah, just that expression there. So we're online and getting things signed. And I told my son, I brought my son Charlie with me, and so I said, Charlie, I'll show another couple books that were signed. So I said, Charlie, Mr. Perez, or George Perez, call him Mister, did Cyborg, that you watch on Teen Titans every Saturday morning. Of course, my kids, we were, always made sure we watched all the cartoon shows and had fun doing that. So I said, he's the guy that draws, Cyborg. I said, well, maybe you could ask him to draw Cyborg for you. But this is before I knew, they were going to say, hey, there's no drawings or no sketches today. So we get on the line, and I've got my books to get signed. Of course, I'll show this more closer, but I have all the Infinity Gauntlets covers that he did signed by George. I'll show that in a second. So we're getting on the line, and so Charlie, I think it was 2005, so he's 4 years old, thereabouts, 4 or 5, and he's like, "Mr. Perez, can you please draw me a picture of Cyborg?" And that little cute, I can't do that little cute voice. And he's like, "Charlie," he's like, "That's your name?" He's like, "Yes, you just asked me. It was so nice the way you just asked me." He's like, "I'm really not supposed to draw any sketches today, but you just asked me so nicely. And how can I turn down a young fan like that, right?" So when he's like, "Oh, I just want you to know, Charlie, that he's not going to look exactly like you see him on the cartoon, because my version of Cyborg looks a little bit different." So so this is what George drew for Charlie,
Nice.
and it's
Nice.
2005 George Perez, and God bless George, and he drew this awesome sketch for Charlie. Just and I love watching the artists as they work, just to create that out of nothing. And hey, it's a simple sketch, but it's a gorgeous sketch. It's just so cool, and just seeing it come to life. And of course, this is before everyone was doing cell phones every second and taking a million pictures. So I don't even think we have any pictures of that day. I have to check, but or with George. I think back in 2005, what kind of pictures myself? Well, maybe it's a flip phone. I can't remember now. But it's ingrained in my memory anyway, which is the most important. But so this hangs on my son's wall, and of course I made a I did make a copy of it. I scanned it so I can, maybe I'll print another one to put on my wall too to have. But just a great memory. And then of course after George did this sketch, all the kids down the line, I think all the dads were like kicking their kids, like, ask George to do a sketch. So finally he's like, screw it, all right, sketches for everyone, but only one sketch. We ended up being, I think, only like 30 to 50 people there that day. So it wasn't like there were 200 people online waiting for sketches, and there was no charge. I mean, there was no charge for this. So it's a priceless memory. That's the most important thing. Oh, hey Sherry, great to see you.
Sherry, lovely Sherry.
And Monkey says his friend Kimberly was a model for him. Well, that's nice to know. Yep. So so it's it's a great fun story. And of course, pancreatic cancer, unfortunately, is near and dear to my heart. I'm wearing my F Cancer tonight from Arrow, Stephen and Mel from Arrow. My dad passed away from pancreatic cancer in 2016, and that was the same cancer that George had. So I'll post the pancreatic cancer website where you can donate PurpleStride to help fight that. And I know the Hero Initiative did some work as well. So yeah, it's just a fun story. It's bittersweet tonight, but what a great guy. He could have said, screw all you guys, I'm not doing sketches tonight. I'm tired. It's a Saturday afternoon. What do I have to, and he spent a lot of time with people and talked to people. People were getting their omnibuses signed, which was great to see. I wish I'd had one of those, to bring. I had enough stuff signed anyway. I'm not complaining, but his omnibus or a couple of beautiful books, people getting signed by George. So that was a great memory. And then that's on Charlie's wall. He's actually, I got to talk to him. He's in Italy right now, coming home. So I don't even know if he, I'm sure they got the news over there. And of course, this is I'll show this again, the Infinity Gauntlet. So that hangs on my wall too, signed by Mr. Perez. So all-time classic cover and classic storyline. Of course, we know how it's been interpreted. I wish they stuck closer to the to the comic, but hey, it's
Dave. What's up, Dave?
Art. Hey, Dave, great to see you. So I thought I'd show these again, and these are some of my favorite comics that's on the wall, and just one of the greatest artists of all comic history. So
yeah,
obviously we'll talk about him a lot tonight. I know you're doing a special show tomorrow night, but
big tribute tomorrow night. Yeah,
but you can't. I mean, that cover is just so well done, so amazing. And yes, to my brother-in-law, that is Thanos. That's not Red Skull. I've told that before. Where he was arguing with me about at the end of Avengers, who appeared at the end of Avengers. He's like, the Red Skull is back. Like, no, it's not the Red Skull. How do you know? You're sure the kid? Like, then my last like, who's got more comic books in their basement? He's like, all right, you win, Mark. So, so that's my little tale of meeting George Perez and getting to spend a little time with him, ask him a few questions.